Okay, hello y'all, and today I am going to be reviewing each character in Disventure Camp Season 4 after watching Episode 8. I just got done watching Episode 8 a couple hours ago. I got a reaction up on the channel. And yeah, I'm going to share my thoughts. I've already been doing this, but this is going to be the first time I'm recording it. But yeah, obviously, spoilers for the entirety of Disventure Camp Episodes 1 through 8, and also my opinions on a lot of characters have changed a lot from the first episode, so they will probably change a lot by the last episode. So if you're watching this after episode 9 or all the way up to episode 26, if a character that is peak in the second half of the season is in C tier right now, that's because I haven't seen it yet. But let's get started. I'm going in alphabetical order. So with Alicio was the first boot, and he had a perfect first boot arc. What the heck am I doing? He had a perfect first boot arc. But he wasn't like anything crazy. I like his interactions with Logan. Normally, first boots in Disventure Camp, and especially in Total Drama, will just kind of exist and then get voted out, or they'll just be annoying as shit and then get voted out, and no one will like them. But Alicio actually had like a genuine friendship with Logan, and also the whole elimination with Logan and Lindell flipping at the same time. I liked that. So he's a very good plot device character while also being a good first boot character while also having a whole arc on his own. So for that, I think I'm just going to give him B tier. I think because a lot of what he did was indirect, but character-wise, like his personality's good, everything's just solid. So he's a solid B tier, right in the middle. And he'll be the person we base our list off of. So someone who I don't see the appeal of though is Amelie. Amelie, I don't know. I'm gonna call her Amelie though, or Amelie, whatever comes out of my tongue first. This character goes like pretty much tied with Alicio, but B. But I've seen some people be like, oh yeah, she's the third best character in the show. She's the freaking top 10 characters in the show. I'm like, what? She was fine. I really enjoyed her friendship with Hannah. It also started the Hannah curse, which I think is really funny. But I mean, like by herself, she was alright, but I don't see the appeal putting her in like A or S. So I'll just put her just barely below Alicio. But yeah. And these people will probably stay here for all eternity because either of y'all two are coming back. Someone who probably will come back in another season, though, is Anastasia. And Anastasia has always been an S, but is kind of alternating between S and A. Now she's kind of going a little lower in S. And I don't really know why, but I just haven't been feeling as good, or like liking her as much. But I still really like her, obviously. But I think I'm going to leave her in S for now, but that could change. Or she could get even better. I don't really know why I think that though. Now Benji, along with another character I'll get to later, were the only two characters that that I ever had in D tier. And for the first like 5 episodes, Benji stayed in D tier. Then he slowly went up, and then up, and then with Tristan's elimination episode, up, and now he's in A tier. And depending on what he does with this whole thing between him and Jade, and then Ivy also saw him and. Ivy saw Jade and are suspicious of Jade. Depending on where that goes, Benji could somehow go all the way from bottom tier to top tier. But right now I'm going to put him in A tier. He is completely blown out my expectations. Because in my original prediction for the Season 4 elimination order, I thought Benji would be like the 3rd or 4th boot. Then this was when just these two had been eliminated. I think, and now I could see him going to the final 5. Potentially. Or Hannah Curse goes crazy and he's the next boot on their team. So, but no, that's not going to happen. The next boot's either Ivy or or Jade. Or whoever comes from the other team. Probably Ivy, though. Next up is Diego. And Diego's a character that I thought was just going to be, oh, we're doing Tom Jake again. Between him and Spencer. And then him and Spencer would have gone in like C or D. Because Tom Jake was annoying as crap. Because it's all those two characters ever had. After like the 8th episode of Season 1 was each other. And spoiler alert for whenever I do freaking the other characters down here, but Jake is the worst character in Total Drama and Disventure Camp history and Reality Resort and everything else. Freaking the Spanish one I watched, freaking the YouTuber one I watched. Jake is my least favorite character in all of them. I freaking hate Jake with every fiber of my being, and if Rhea didn't win that season, I would have quit the show. But that is completely off topic. Sorry, I just really hate Jake. But for Diego, they changed it up. And while it did help Diego, that mainly helped Spencer for me. So for Diego, I'm just going to put B. because he was kind of weird around. Actually, I'll put him in between. These three are like really close though. He was kind of weird around Spencer. I don't know. He kind of acted really weird with Spencer and made me a little uncomfortable. But outside of that, he was a fun guy, a chill dude. Hannah Curse goes crazy. He was just a cool dude outside of him being weird with Spencer. So I'll put him in B tier. Hannah started in as a high B tier for me, but I think I'll put her in A tier with Benji. Maybe above Benji. I'll leave her below for now, but that could change. She's just kind of chill. She's not the first person I think of, or the second, or the third person I think of when I think of Disventure Camp Season 4. But she's just chill. She's not had a bad moment. She has the Hannah Curse, which I've already talked about like 4 times, which is funny as hell, even though it's probably really depressing for her. But yeah, I really like Hannah's character, and I think she's gonna go far. I think she'll make top 7 or top 8, something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna eventually I'll do a prediction for what I think is gonna happen for the rest of the season, like an actual like a whole season, like my Reboot Season 3 prediction. Then we have Isabel, and Isabel has been since I first saw the freaking concept art, or not the concept art, the like little intro art, to when I saw the trailer, to when I saw the audition tapes, to when I saw the first episode, the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Best character in Season 4, and one of the best characters in Disventure Camp. Now, has she not done that much? No, she hasn't. Yeah, that's true. But 2 things to that. 1, she's cooking, and I really think we're gonna get an Isabel Jade Final 2, and they were saying, and they were hinting at that at the start when they both got idols. But she's cooking with a lot of the drama, and she's got to betray Anastasia and Marissa, which is why I think Marissa is gonna be one of the next reboots. After Linda on their team, I think the next person going on their team is going to be Marissa. Because, it depends on who leaves. That's so tough. But I really like Isabel for that. And then also just because Christian, I know Catholic, but Catholic and Christian are similar. Like, they believe in the same thing. I'm a Christian, and everyone else gets their gay or black representation, and I get my Christian representation, so I'm happy. So everyone gets what they want. So I like that. But it's also funny to see her almost slip up. I like that too. So, it's not really Isabel, it's Isabel, but whatever. She gets at top of S tier. Now, Ivy originally was above Anastasia, but I think I'll still put her above her after this episode, but she annoyed the crap out of me in episode 6, the musical one, because that was dumb. And then in episode 7, she was okay. If she went out in episode 7, she probably would have gone down to A tier, but she went back up with episode 8. She had the most lines in episode 8 by far. But yeah, her thing with Zayd is great, and I think she's definitely, I don't know, because there was a point where I thought she was going to be like at least top 5. Then there was a point where I thought she was going to be the next boot, and then now I don't know, she could go anywhere. So I'll just leave her where she originally was, at least with these characters for now. But yeah, then our next character is Jade. And Jade started as an A tier, but is actually going just below Isabel, because I really think this is going to be a goated Final 2. So, Jade is, like, her personality-wise, she hasn't got too much going for her, but it's just, I love a character that's pure strategy. The way she uses Spencer, the way she's gonna try to go with Isabel, and I'm assuming Natalia, but I don't know. I feel like Natalia and Isabel aren't gonna stay as friends throughout the entire thing. The way all that's happening, I love a character that's more strategy than personality, but obviously personality is a big factor. So since she doesn't really have too much of a personality so far, I'm going to keep her below Isabel. And then I hope she stays, though, because there is a thing brewing with Ivy and Benji knowing about her thing with Spencer, which could get, because Benji's connected to Hannah and Ivy's connected to Zayd, that could get her voted out pretty quickly. But I don't think that's going to happen. I feel like she just feels like she's going to be the winner. So I'm going to keep Jade there. Next up's Richard. And he was D tier. He was the other D tier along with Benji. And just barely, he moves up to C tier. And I know that's a hot take. I know a lot of people really like him. I don't know. There's a couple things. First of all, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Design-wise, I don't really care for his design. I think his dynamics so far with Linda were okay. With Logan, it's pretty good, but more so for Logan. He's kind of cringy. I don't know. I just don't like him. And then he freaking spends half his time on the show. A lot of his drama is related to the person he's with, and I don't really like relationship drama at all, for the most part. And that goes for any character in any of the shows. There's very few relationship dramas that I actually like. And that being said, I like freaking Gwen, Duncan, Courtney's love triangle. But that's like one of the only ones. That and then Allie Heather. And then for this show, drama-wise, the only one that would really be a thing... Actually, I don't like any of the drama relationships. The only relationship in this show I really care for, or the relationships, are Ivy and Zayd, which don't have any drama, and Will and Ashley, which don't have any drama. But yeah, I don't know. Richard's just He's my least favorite character in the show so far, which I guess spoils that this D tier has no reason for existing, but I'm still gonna leave it there. Logan is A tier, but only because he's just a cool dude. Plot-wise, I don't know. He's just kind of there. I think he's going to be an early merge boot. Just because, while he's going to be a challenge beast, he's not going to be much of a social, he's not going to have a bunch of allies or be playing the game very strategically, so he'll probably just get voted out pretty quickly for being a threat. And probably be like an early merge cannon fodder. So I'll leave Logan at the bottom of A tier, because he's still a great guy to watch, and I like watching him on screen. So these four are lower than him, but yeah. Now Linda started in C tier, but then went up to slowly through B tier, and now after episode 8, I'm gonna put her at the bottom of A tier, actually lower than. I'll keep her below Logan. She's a character that the whole community's really been shifting on. Her and then who was the other one that they were shifting to like more Benji. Them two have been getting a lot of love after getting a lot of hate. While it's kind of the opposite for Diego and Natalia. I think she's just a decent character. I also really thought she was. Hold on. I really thought she was going to be the boot in episode 8, and then they didn't do a boot in episode 8, which now. I think she's going to be swapped to the other team. I think she's going to be the one that's swapped. So now she could last a little longer. But I think she, just personality-wise and design-wise, I think she's just decent, like a B tier. But because of her plot relevancy and so much of the lore being centered around her, I'm going to... Lore is not really the right word, but I'm going to put her in A tier. Then there's Marissa. Marissa started in like middle of B tier. And that's where she stays. I'll put her above Alicia, though. She is kind of a nothing burger outside of Anastasia. And she has a thing with not knowing if she wants to actually join the military or not. But I feel like she is probably, depending on who gets moved off the team, I think she's probably one of, if not the next boot on the team. And I feel like she's almost going to be like Alicia or Diego, where she's just a plot device more so than like really a fully fleshed out character. But she's had an arc by herself, not including Anastasia and her friendship / relationship. I'd assume it's relationship. But I guess they haven't said it yet. But I don't know. She's had about the same arc outside of her as Alicia the same size. So I'll just keep her next to Alicia and Diego. But with her amount of screen time and her taking the leadership role, she's pretty entertaining to watch. So I'll keep her in the top of B tier. Then there's Natalia, and Natalia's also going in C tier. Just because she hasn't done anything. Natalia hasn't done anything. Like, at all. I can't really think of, like, anything Natalia's done. Except start that alliance with Richard and Logan, which Isabel is going to be the driving factor of anyway. I think Natalia will probably get more and more screen time as she goes, but at the same time, I could see her being the final boot before the merge. Maybe like, I don't know. I don't think Natalia is going to make merge, and if she does, I think she's going to be really early boot. But I think Natalia is just not going to be. higher than C tier, just because Natalia's not done anything, really. So then next is Spencer. Now Spencer has flown up and down this tier list. She started in B, then went to A, then went to S, then went back down to A, and now, after the past 2 episodes, I couldn't with the other contestants. After the last, he's back in S and above Anastasia and above Ivy. Him freaking getting out Diego as the 4th boot was insane. Also, I like the fact that he thinks he's really good at the game, and while he's decent at it, he's also a bit of a dumbass for not realizing how screwed over he was getting by Jade. But then Jade's got her whole thing sending him over to the other team with Isabel, which makes Jade Jade smarter, but also helps him. And if he can get Isabel, and by extension maybe Natalia, on his side, along with Logan and Richard, second they go into merge, it's over for like anyone else. And I can see Spencer making it pretty far into the merge now, especially if while he's on the other team, Ivy gets out and or Zayd. Then we have 3 more, 2 of which have been eliminated. One of those being Ted, aka the character with the most wasted potential out of anybody. Holy crap! I feel like there's going to be a comeback episode, so probably around the same time as it was in All Stars, and I wholeheartedly believe that Ted is going to be the one to come back, and I also wholeheartedly believe that no, I don't. I've had him in S, above Anastasia, since his elimination episode, but everyone's getting so good now that I'll leave him in S, but he hasn't been able to do anything to keep up with the competition. Actually, no, I won't. I'm going to put him here. He just can't do anything because he's not in the show, so everyone else is getting better while he's not. But he was actually the person, along with Isabel, that I started the show. When I just seen the audition tapes in the first episode, Ted and Isabel were my favorites to win since the start. So you can tell I was angry when Ted got out early, but I'll keep him in A tier. But he's only really falling down the list because the expectations are getting higher. But once he comes back, because I know he will. I thought it would be Diego for a second, but no, it just won't work for the story. It would be annoying as well. I definitely think it's going to be him coming back, and then he's going to be a great character, and he's going to go back into S tier with all the others. Speaking of S tier, we have Tristan. And Tristan is goated and above Spencer. Tristan has a great relationship with everyone else on Tristan's team, like Tristan and freaking Ivy. That's not Isabel. Tristan and Ivy, Tristan and Zayd, Tristan and Benji, especially. I really hope that that's if that was a couple, I wouldn't mind it. Tristan and Hannah, Tristan and Spencer even, and Tristan and Jade isn't. I don't know about them interacting ever, but Tristan's just a great character, a great entertaining character, and a surprising kind of challenge beast a little bit. Tristan did really well in the 2 challenges right before got voted out. So yeah, Tristan's going in S tier and above Spencer. Now, of course, obviously Tristan will come back in another season, but I don't think, unless they bring back 2 people, Tristan's going to come back this time, because I think Ted is. So Tristan might fall down the list a little bit, but stay in S tier at least. So once Tristan comes back, he'll be an even better character. But for now, I'm keeping Tristan right here. Then there's Zayd, our final person. He is not going in D tier, don't worry. Let me delete this row, if it'll let me. Zayd was in S right next to Ivy. But I'm sorry, he's gotta go down here actually. Because he just doesn't do anything. Outside of Ivy, what has this guy actually done outside of minor interactions with Tristan? That's why I think and hope Ivy gets out relatively soon, because while I love Ivy, she's had so much screen time interactions, and Zayd just doesn't get anything. He had a little bit talking about his sister in episode 8, but he just really doesn't get much. So that's where I'm putting him for now. But yeah, this is my tier list for all the Disventure Camp Season 4 characters as of episode 8. And I will definitely make sure to make a shorter video, of course, but a video updating this later down the line. But if you disagree, feel free to comment in the comments below. But I hope you still enjoyed. and I'll see y'all in the next one.